Hey, what's going on, my beautiful people? Wanted to make this quick video before I get into my yoga and meditation for the night. I want to talk about why you are unable to get in shape. Let's talk about this. This is a big topic here, even for my people that get in shape and lose all the weight and then gain it all back. It's a reason for this. It's a reason why you are out of shape, okay? It's a reason why you cannot get in shape knowing that you are disgusted, embarrassed, and self-conscious about how you look. It's a reason for all this. And this is what I'm here to talk about. You see, I want you to think about it this way. How many of you watching this video right now sits in silent, right? How many of you sit silently? Like I just said, I'm about to do some meditation. How many of you meditate? How many of you take time out of your day to not be on your cell phone, to not listen to any music, to not be on social media, to not be conversing with another individual, to not be caught up in what's going on the television? How many of you sit in silence and be with yourself? This is the problem. This is why you cannot get in shape. Why, Vern? Because I'm not meditating? What's going on? No. The reason you cannot get in shape is because you're avoiding yourself with the foods that you're eating and the habits that you have, the lifestyle that you lead. You are distracting yourself because you're afraid. You are afraid to really encounter your truth. You're afraid to deal with who you are. Only you know your biggest secrets. Only you know what goes on in your head. Only you know the voice that you hear up here. Many of us are drowning it out by eating. This food good. This food good. Let's go turn up. Let's go turn up. Oh, let me smoke this. You are never still. You're never still. You're never quiet. You're never breathing and relaxing and paying attention to you. This is why you can't figure out what's going on with you. Why can't I seem to kick these habits? What's going on? Because you have not dealt with your emotional and mental problems. Many of us are stress eaters. We're stressed out. Many of us are anxious. We have anxiety out of this world. But we're not paying attention. If we were to pay attention, when we become anxious, if we were to become aware when we are anxious, we will notice that there are thought patterns going on or dialogue that is happening in our mind at that given moment, which is making us anxious. Same thing with being stressed out. There's so many things that we have not yet figured out for ourselves because it's buried under tons of fat. It is buried under tons of unhealthy living, unhealthy habits. It is buried under it. And this is why you can't build a healthy relationship with yourself, because you're afraid of yourself. In order to build a healthy relationship with yourself, you got to get rid of the layers. You got to get rid of the ego, wanting to be right, always being right, the superior complex. I'm bigger and better than this person. You got to get rid of all of it. The fear, everything. You got to get stripped down to your true, authentic self. That is when you begin to live the life that you want to live in a healthy way. That is when you'll get in shape. That is when you will start to eat better foods without, oh, I need to be disciplined. I need to be motivated. I need willpower. You don't need none of it. I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat processed sugars. It's not because I'm disciplined, I'm determined. It's because I've been working on building a healthy relationship with myself. I'm much leaner than I've ever been. I'm in the greatest shape that I've ever been in. I have wine here and there to relax and chill, enjoy the moments. But I am not overindulging in any foods, any unhealthy activities. Like yesterday, everybody in the house, has some food to eat. And I don't eat dairy. I had a little scoop of macaroni and cheese, But I wasn't beating myself up about it. Oh, you shouldn't be eating that. You on this diet. You got to be doing this. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. Because I know in my mind that I know that there's no way that I'm going to fall off track because I'm so accustomed to pushing to become a healthier version of me, to build a healthier relationship with myself. I'm pushing towards that. And it's not like it's forced. It is happening naturally. It is happening naturally because I am peeling back the layers. I'm learning and figuring out who I am. The good and the bad, which is what most of us are afraid of. We are afraid to look at ourselves and pay attention to the thoughts that nobody else knows besides the thoughts that go inside our head. Because it's buried, as mentioned, it is buried under excessive amounts of unhealthy habits. It's buried under it. We don't want to deal with ourselves. That's why it's so hard to get in shape. We're running from ourselves. We're running from the truth. And that's why when somebody tries to tell us the truth about us, we don't want to hear it. Because we already know the truth, but we run from it. That's why we're unhealthy. Because we're constantly eating up all this food. We're constantly doing unhealthy things. Because we can accept ourselves for who we are. We're afraid. And this is where learning how to love ourselves comes into play when it comes to building a healthy relationship and when it comes to getting in shape. When it comes to getting in shape. It doesn't take excessive amount of hard work. Yes, it's tough, Think of it this way. We have been taught to pretty much hate ourselves. We have been taught to live an unhealthy lifestyle. We have been taught to go party. We have been taught to have soul food, which I tell everybody is kill food. And I myself used to eat it. Like I said, I had a scoop yesterday. But understanding this, understanding the fact that you have to peel back those layers that has been pretty much ingrained in you for 20 plus years. It takes time. It takes time. But it's not based off pure action of just sheer willpower, hustle, hard work to get it. You got to go within. That's the real work you have to do. That's the real work you have to do, which is why you haven't gotten the best shape of your life. Think about it. If you don't believe me, why is it so that people go work hard and hustle with willpower, with the motivation, with the discipline for weeks on end, lose all the weight, and then gain it all back? It isn't any other reason than the fact that they haven't went within first. They haven't looked at why am I already here in the first place? Why am I already unhealthy in the first place? Nah, let's ignore that. Let me eat right. Let me work out. Let me, starve myself. Let me do all this exercise. Let me join this program. And then you go through the program, you lose all the weight, and guess what? It comes right back. Because you're not paying attention to what's going on up here, mentally and emotionally. Many of you are stressed out, depressed about your life, unfulfilled, unsatisfied. Whether it be the lifestyle you live, the relationship that you have, whatever the case may be, your circumstances. This is what's causing the real problems. These are the things we're running from. We got to look within and start to build from within. They say everything that's created, or what's the quote? It's about first you hold it in your head, then you hold it in your hands. Something along those lines. So if that is to be true, right? Many people say, they manifest things. First they see it, they visualize it, and then they manifest it. So if that is to be true, then many of us are subconsciously or unconsciously manifesting an unhealthy body and poor health because first it's going on up here, right? It is going on up here. That's why you are out of shape. You got to go within first and figure out and look at yourself. and learn to love every part of you. Many of us don't love ourselves. If you were to ask everybody, though, anybody, do you love yourself? Everybody would say, yeah, of course I love myself. Of course I love myself. But our actions say otherwise. Our actions say otherwise. Because if we truly loved ourselves, if we truly loved ourselves like the way we say we do, we would do nothing other than look after ourselves. We would do nothing other than learn to break these patterns that have been ingrained in us for 20 plus years. To let go of these snack cabinets that we grew up with. To let go of these unhealthy foods that we've concocted when we were younger. The syrup sandwiches. We know. Come on, we know. Come on, we know. It has nothing but evolved into worse habitual things. We haven't learned to look within at a young age. At a young age. Funny thing, my brother's girlfriend's son, they have school virtually, right? Listen to this. And they actually started meditating. And I said, wow, they never had that for us in school. I didn't learn about starting to meditate until this year is when I actually began to meditate. And it has changed my life because you begin to look within. You begin to confront you. Your darkest thoughts, the things you don't like about you, your insecurities. You start to confront you. But until you do that, you are constantly going to be looking without, trying to run from it. Trying to run from it. It's the same reason why people gossip about another individual, criticize and condemn another individual, because of the fact that they're not happy within themselves. They're not up to par. And they feel that about themselves, so they try to bring other people down to feel equal. But when you look within, you begin to push yourself up. Only then are you going to look without and push other people up. Everything starts within. This is what I'm getting to. This is why you're out of shape. You're not looking within yourself. You're not looking within yourself. What is causing you to have these unhealthy patterns? Only then will you be able to truly get in the best shape of your life and achieve and experience long-lasting health benefits, long-lasting fat loss, long-lasting lean body. That's why I say true love of self is good health, and health is not limited to fitness and nutrition. But that's where it starts. That's why I'm on this fitness path, helping people, because that's the building block. That is the start. That's the start. That is the start. Fitness and nutrition. But then we go deeper. But then we have to go deeper. And the only reason fitness and nutrition is the building block is because so many people are caught up on the idea that, oh, if I work out and eat right for X amount of time, I'll get the weight off. Yes, cause and effect. Absolutely. But we got to understand that we're causing an effect when we're not fixing what's going on up here. We're causing an effect through the thoughts that we're thinking, through the emotional blockages that's going on. We're causing an effect because without catering to that, it's going to manifest into something worse. An unhealthy lifestyle, an unhealthy body. Look in your mirror. Look in the mirror at yourself. Look deeply. Don't just look at your body and say, oh, I'm disgusted. Look deeply in your eyes. What is causing you to do these things? How do you feel about you? Can you even stare at yourself? Don't run. Let's stop running. It's time to get real with us. Peel back the layers and reach our true authentic selves. That's how we get in the best shape of our life. That's how we get in the best shape of our life. Many of us are so stuck in our ways. And I'm not judging you or criticizing you, but I want to bring this to your attention. You know it though. You know it already. You just choose not to pay attention. So you got to hear it from me. You got to hear it from me because I went through it myself, for myself. So I know what it's like on both sides. I know what it's like on both sides. To keep repeating toxic cycles and to learn how to break these cycles and to get beyond these cycles. So I'm telling you now, the reason you're out of shape is because you haven't learned how to love yourself. You haven't learned how to build a healthy relationship with yourself. And until you do that, it don't matter what fitness program you get. You can get any fitness program out there. You can lose all the weight, but guess what? Just like everybody else that does it, you're going to gain it all back. You're going to gain it all back. Listen to me. It takes time when we go to work, right? When we go to work and we want a raise, do we go in there looking for a raise right away? No. We know that we got to put that time in. We know that we got to put that time in. When we get on any sports team, do we automatically think we're entitled to the star position? No. We got to put that work in. So the same thing goes when it comes to getting in shape, not just looking at it as fitness and nutrition. Oh, I got to put this work in. Yes, that may be true, but you also got to put that work in internally. None of us are putting that work in internally like we say we are, or like we think we are, or like we know we're not, to be more realistic. None of us are putting that work in like we know we're not. So until we do so, we are not going to see any changes. But I'm going to get out of here because I got to get into my space. I got to get in tune with me. So this is my time of the day, how I do my thing. When I sit down, I need quiet, I need silence. I don't need no movement, nothing. No movement, no sounds. Straight silence. Breathing. Listen to meditation music. Getting into the flow. You can do it right before bed. I do it sometime before bed as well. If you're really tired, you can sit up in bed, meditate right before you go to sleep. But find time. Find time. You find time for everything else. You find time. You find 8 hours out of your day to go to work. You find time to go do other things that really has no benefit for you. So you do have time. You do have time. The question is, how much do you care about yourself to do the things that's going to benefit you, that's going to contribute to your health and your well-being and the well-being of your loved ones? If you have any children or even family members. Many people think taking care of yourself is selfish. I say it's selfish to not take care of yourself, because then your toxic traits and your unresolved problems are being projected and reflected in the relationships and the way you speak to people and how you act in this world. That's all that's happening. So that's selfish, because you're hurting another individual because you don't know how to build a healthy relationship with yourself. Or you have yet to do so, or have yet to put effort forth to do so. Which is why there's all this chaos. But when you rise up and you build a healthy relationship with you, that's all that really matters. That's all that really matters. It's just pure health. It's pure love. We always hear that saying, that's all we need is love, right? All we need is love. You know that song. We know the song. All right? But it's important and it's serious. That's all we really need. And we think we need to love one another. No, first we got to love ourselves. First, we got to love ourselves to love another properly. We got to love ourselves. And that's going to reflect externally by the body that we carry around, by the moods that we're in. More often than not. Doesn't mean your mood isn't going to fluctuate. But more often than not, I'm telling you. I love you. This is why you can't get in shape, but now you know how to get in shape. Learn to build a healthy relationship with yourself. If you want any help, reach out to me. This is what I'm predicated on. Like I said before, I'm not just going to preach fitness and nutrition, because it goes far beyond that. Yeah, we're going to work. We're going to eat right. We're going to get in shape. It's virtually inevitable when it comes to working with me, when it comes to getting in shape. However, we want to focus on what's going on internally. So when we get in shape, we don't sabotage our results. We don't revert back to the old ways when it's time to go off. I love you. Time for me to get going, all right? True love of self is what? Good health, all right? True love of self is good health, and health is not limited to fitness and nutrition.